Hi friends, welcome to Earth Day. I realize that we are very late in getting this up. This is now May. Earth Day was April 22nd. However, my friend Christy posted this on Earth Day itself, and she had invited us, I think like 2 days before. She forgot that she had to do this tag. And I did not bite because I had a lot of stuff going on, and I watched her video, and of course she tagged me anyway. So here I am doing an Earth Day tag. Obviously it's late, it's not going to be on actual Earth Day 2020, but this is going to be a May pin tag, and I figured why not. I'm trying to catch up on my tags. Earth Day I didn't really do much this year. I feel like last year I didn't do much either. But I'm wearing a green shirt. This is one of the only green shirts I have in my wardrobe. I don't really wear green that often. It's actually a St. Patty's Day themed shirt. We didn't really celebrate that either because that was like the start of being on lockdown, and as a result, St. Patty's was a little lame this year, I have to admit. In my house, we didn't celebrate at all. There wasn't any corned beef going around. But I did celebrate Cinco de Mayo. That is one thing I did celebrate. We made fajitas at home, and homemade guacamole and some nachos. Yeah, so it was a very healthy, happy dinner. At any rate, I am doing a pin tag. This is a pin tag that was created by my friend Christy for Earth Day this year. Last year, my friend Nicole from Irresistible Magic invited me to do her Earth Day pin tag, so I'm just going to keep on doing the Earth Day tags, I guess, and I am working my way through the list. So there's a series of questions, not too many, I think it's only 10 or so. They are very long, however, so I just have like the cheat sheet of what they are, and I'm going to put it on the screen. So if you guys like watching tags, please keep on watching. You get to see some cool pins today, and if not, I hope to see you guys in the next video. Okay, so let's get with the pins. The very first one is share a pin that has water represented. I was going to show a picture, an Acme pin of Ariel in the water. That just seemed appropriate to me. Actually, the very first thought I had was Moana. When I hear water represented, the first thing I was thinking was Moana. She was all about the water. And I have a really cool pin I do want to show, so I'm going to do a little clip of that. But in lieu of showing you the Ariel pin as well, I'm going to just show you the one that I pulled off from my Little Mermaid pin board, and this is actually a fantasy pin. But I think it's gorgeous, and when you see it, you'll know why I thought this would be perfect for having water represented. This is Ariel's Under the Sea castle, and it is just gorgeous. I love this Under the Sea castle. You so rarely see it, and it looks really stunning with all the vines around it and all the water life. There's even a clamshell representing Ariel. It's just really pretty colors popping out of this pin. And this is a pin on pin design, part of the Disney Home collection that Disney Chris does. That is the name of the fantasy pin maker. You can see it does say home on the back, and it says LE75. Only 75 of these were made, and I think this did sell out pretty quickly. And this is one of the only pins that I was like, yes, I want the pin on pin. Just give me the entire thing. I think it's gorgeous. So there's even a Daigle hopper at the very bottom. So this is an undersea palace. Definitely one of my favorite palaces that I would love to go to someday. And for a water pin representation, I thought this would be really perfect to show. So I didn't want to make all my pins Little Mermaid, so the next one I'm actually going to show you is a pin from my Sword in the Stone collection. I don't actually show my Sword in the Stone collection too often, but this is a pin. I think I traded with my friend Gina for this, if I'm not mistaken, last year, but I was really excited to get my hands on this. This is an LE500 pin, one of the Park Pack pins that came out back in the day, and it is Madame Mim in dragon form, and this is, you can see that she has all the spots all over her body. She's just been outdone by one of Merlin's beautiful spells, and I love this scene. I love her and her purple hair. I just think she's so fantastically funny. One of my favorite villains for sure. And yeah, this is a pin that just has a lot of green on it, and for Earth Day, why not? The next category was magnificence, and I was like, that is a big word right there. And then the other side of that was, or represents a powerful character, and my very first thought was Hercules. He's so strong and powerful, I wanted to go literal with it. I don't think I have any Hercules pins. I was trying to think through my trader pile. I recently traded a lot of my pins. So my next thought was, who is really powerful in my mind? Ursula. She's definitely one of the strongest, most powerful villains. I mean, her freaking tentacles are just really, really strong and powerful in that scene at the very end of Little Mermaid, and I wanted to represent. So the pin that I'm going to show you is actually a recent pin that was sent to me, very dear to my heart, by my friend Arturo. He sent this to me in the mail as a surprise. He was like, I don't think that you have this on your pin board. I guess he's been studying my pin board behind me because I haven't shown the collection in detail on my channel just yet, and yet he knew I didn't have this one, and he sent it to me, and I was so touched. I still am so touched. This is like the sweetest gesture, and this is a pin that I did want, forgot existed, honestly, and I was just really, really flabbergasted when I saw it because I had just seen somebody post this exact pin in a pin trading group that I'm part of, and I had reached out to that person to trade for it, and nothing had come of it. She hadn't actually responded yet, and then I opened my mail for this, and I was like, it was a sign not to trade for that because I just got this pin. So thanks again, Arturo. This is the pin. It was released as part of the Little Mermaid 30th anniversary release, surprise release online last year from the Disney Studio Store in Hollywood. They do online releases every now and then. This is one of them, and it sold out so quick. I had this in my cart and then it sold out, so I knew that I couldn't get it. And only one I was able to get from that whole set was the King Triton pin from the set, and I'm actually really excited that I had that pin because I think it's a cute pin, but she definitely represents powerfulness to me, magnificence, what have you. So it's a pin of Ursula, just like it's like mid cackling mode, and you can see her amulet on her neck and all the little guppies all around that are really, really super scared of her. Another show of powerfulness because they are like terrified of her. And it's cool because the back of this is kind of like a stained glass, like see-through effect, and it does say 30 on the very top. So this is a gorgeous pin, and I was again very, very happy that I got this one. LE size of 400. Okay, the next 4 categories are going to be showing the seasons of the year. So we have spring, then summer, then fall, and then winter. So let me show you spring first. The first thing that popped to mind was this beautiful Mulan pin. I just love the colors on here, and then you've got a little bit of a cherry blossom going on, and you also have Mulan's mother and Mulan's grandmother representing the women of the family, and Mother's Day is definitely in spring, and this is just a beautiful pin that represents cherry blossoms and motherhood, and just 2 different generations of motherhood. So it's just a really, really sweet pin. And because Mother's Day was coming up when I'm filming this, by the time it comes out, this pin tag comes out, it might already have passed, I definitely wanted to go ahead and include a spring-like, aka Mother's Day-esque pin for my spring pin choice, if that makes sense. For summer, I chose this pin of Minnie Mouse holding an ice cream sundae. It is a PTD pin, a Pin Trader Delight pin, also from the Disney Studio Store in Hollywood, and it is an LE size of 500? 300. Ooh, this is an LE 300, only 300 of these made. And I just happen to really, really like ice cream. So when I think of summertime, I think of how hot it gets and how much I love ice cream all the time. So for that reason, I wanted to grab an ice cream pin, and then this one of Minnie is just really, really cute and adorable. So I wanted to represent her in this pin tag. But yeah, just Minnie Mouse wearing the little cone hat in a princess uniform. This is from that short. It's just really, really cute. For my fall pin, I have this Donald Duck one. I wanted to represent a different character here. So when I think summer, when I think fall, I immediately think the Food and Wine Festival in Epcot in Disney World. It is my favorite festival by far, and it's one that I have made an excuse to go to Disney World on a regular basis for so many years since I was a little girl. And yeah, I have a number of Food and Wine Festival pins, but the one of Donald Duck holding a tray of grapes and cheese and tomatoes and what have you, bread, just seemed appropriate because I wanted to show different characters on here and also showcase a fun Food and Wine Festival pin. So that's what I have here for you right now. You can see Donald Duck with his little chef's hat, and this little tray does move up and down. It slides about as well. So it's just a pretty cool little pin that came out from the Food and Wine Festival in 2018. It does say Epcot International Food and Wine Festival on the bottom. And this was also an LE pin. Only 4,000 of these were made. But a fun pin nonetheless, and I am missing the Food and Wine Festival like crazy. Unfortunately for me, the Food and Wine Festival in the West Coast, which just restarted up a couple years ago, had just started right before the pandemic really struck our country, and I had made plans to go and unfortunately the parks closed before I got a chance to do so. So I will be missing the Food and Wine Festival in California as well. It had just opened and I just never got a chance to go. So lesson learned. I think next time there's a festival, I need to go the first weekend because I don't know. And for my last season, for winter, I have this pin. I was trying to think of a Frozen pin. Honestly, a lot of my pins are kind of like back there in storage. I've been going through my pins so frequently that they're all stacked up now in books and whatnot, and I didn't want to go and just look through them all over again to find the one Frozen pin that I thought would be the cutest. So I picked the first one that I saw, which is this one. It's another fantasy pin from Disney Chris, funny enough. And it's also from the home collection, another LE75 pin. And this represents the castle of Arendelle. But what's cool about this is that you can actually see snowflakes in the background, and there's this nice little river of ice right in the front as well. So definitely represents winter and winter ice and winter snow all over. Truth be told, I'm actually not the biggest fan of this particular pin. The colors I thought would be a lot more stunning in person, and mine is a little dull. So this is my least favorite home pin that I have seen from the collection. There's a lot more that she has that I am more... I think she does a great job most of the time. I have a lot of Disney Chris pins. I'm not knocking on her at all. But this particular one, I just would expect more light to be flowing through the snowflake, and it just seems very, very dull. So that's why it's not my favorite pin. I'm actually putting this one up for trade. I would trade it for the right pin, but it's still a cool pin-on-pin design, and I love that it represents Elsa and Frozen, so cool nonetheless. I just wish it was more magnificent, I guess I should say. My own little thing. The next category is show a pin that has a plant or flower on it. I tried so hard to find a pin that had a flower on it, and I don't think I really have any pins that have a flower on it. I actually got stumped on this question. So the only thing that I can show you is another Mulan pin, which I was trying to stay away from because I thought that would just be too obvious from my personal collections. I wanted to show something else, but I honestly don't think I have any other pins that have flowers on it besides my Mulan one. So here's a Mulan pin. And this one I've shown before, but it's just a gorgeous flower pin, so I have to show it. You can see it's on my Mulan pin board. I'm not going to take it off. But it's this pin right here of Mulan, and you can see both sides of her face. One side is pink, one side is Mulan, and these gorgeous flowers going all around. It is a Disney Parks pin. Originally, this was released from Shop Disney online only, and it sold out so quick. And I paid a pretty penny for that pin, but it is a gorgeous pin. I still love it, and I love the flowers on it. They're just beautiful and prominent. So that is my flower pin choice for this particular question. We're down to the last two questions, and this question says, show a pin that has a food or animal on it. So I decided to pick a pin that shows you both. I have a huge Lady and the Tramp collection that I don't really show on my channel too often, but this one in particular I happen to love. My very favorite scene at all time from Lady and the Tramp is a romantic scene with the spaghetti and the two dogs are eating over a plate of spaghetti. So this one has both animals, the two dogs from Lady and the Tramp, Lady and Tramp themselves, and they are sitting in front of a bowl of spaghetti, and they also have breadsticks by their side. So just a really cool little scene, and you can see it has the font, which is actually part of the VHS pin series that came out, and I love this pin and the fact that they're eating this bowl of spaghetti. That's like what started the romance. And of course on the inside it has the VHS part that says Lady and the Tramp. That's not part of showing you what this whole tag category is about though, so I will focus on the front of it. But it's a very fun pin. I do love how big this design is, and this was an LE 1500, and these usually retail for about $38 I want to say in the park, so about that much. For my last pin, a pin that represents air. I wanted to show one of my Cinderella pins, and I decided to just land on this one of them dancing. This is actually a Disney Rewards 2020 pin that was released at the beginning of this year. I do believe it's now available online still, however. On shopdisney.com, you do have to have a Disney Visa card in order to make a purchase, or you can trade for it for someone online. But this is just both Cinderella and Prince Charming dancing in front of the clock, and because they are dancing mid-air, that air that they are forming by dancing and moving around is how I interpreted the answer to this question. But yeah, I just think it's a really pretty pin, And I always forget that I have it, honestly. I should have showed this as part of my castle pin collection because it really should be on my castle pin board. And I just never got around to it because I literally forgot that I had this. I have it in a different, I have all my Cinderella pins together, but then because this was a recent pin that I purchased, I just never got around to putting my most recent pins away. So they're all in a Disney Parks bag, like on my desk over there, and I keep forgetting that I had it. And I took it out and I was like, why do I keep forgetting about this pin? But this is a perfect answer to the error question, so there you go. Alright, and that is it. Those are all my pins to share with you for part of this Earth Day tag. I hope that you guys enjoy it. I will keep it going. Why not? So I will tag somebody else, and I'm going to tag Irresistible Magic because she tagged me in her Earth Day tag last year. I would love to see your Earth Day pins this year, Nicole, if you got a chance to do this pin tag. And I'm also going to tag Magic Wishing Star. Magic Wishing Star, let's show your Earth Day-esque pins. Alright, so those are my two people. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this pin tag, and I will have more tags to come, so please keep on watching if this is your jam. And I will talk to you guys soon in the next video. Alright, bye!